Russian President Vladimir Putin is facing humiliation in Ukraine as experts claim over half of his missiles have failed to fire. Since Russia invaded Ukraine on February 24, Putin has launched over 1,000 missiles into Ukraine. Most recently, the international community has condemned Putin for destroying a maternity hospital and theater in Mariupol that was filled with refugees taking cover from Russian shelling and bombardment. But new reports question Moscow's military capabilities, as US officials claim that most of Russia's missiles failed to fire. 3 US intelligence officials have told Reuters that Russia is reeling from failure rates as high as 60% for some of the precision-guided missiles it is using to attack Ukraine, according to a US assessment. This failure would explain why Russian forces have been struggling on the battlefield for over a month. Since invading Ukraine, it has failed to even neutralize the country's air force, despite having far superior military capabilities. US officials revealed this information to Reuters anonymously and did not provide any proof to back their claim. Russian missiles may have failed in a number of different ways, from launch failures to a missile failing to explode on impact. Earlier this week, US defense officials have stated that Putin has launched more than 1,100 missiles of different kinds since the war began. The anonymous US officials told Reuters that Russia's failure rate varies from day to day, depending on the type of missile being launched. One of the intelligence officials claimed that Russia's air-launched cruise missiles had a failure rate in the 20 to 60% range, depending on the day. According to the Center for Strategic and International Studies think tank's missile defense project, Russia has rolled out 2 types of air-launched cruise missiles in Ukraine, the Kh-555 and Kh-101. Experts believe that a failure of anywhere higher than 20% would be considered high. The US believes that earlier this month Russian forces fired air-launched cruise missiles at a Ukrainian military base near the Polish border, killing 35 people in a strike. According to the officials, the 2 types of missiles had a particularly high failure rate during this attack. Vladimir Putin's troops have failed to make any significant territorial progress in over a month of conflict in Ukraine, with 6 Russian generals reportedly killed at the front. As the war progresses, analysts have now suggested Russia could revert to more brutal tactics to gain ground despite having already unleashed relentless airstrikes on the civilian population. Speaking to Sky News, analyst James Rogers suggested the Russian president may soon pivot to his plan B to secure a victory against Kiev. The Council on Geostrategy expert said, they hope to take Ukraine and decapitate the Ukrainian government very, very quickly. But according to British intelligence, that has fundamentally failed and now we're at a stage where we're moving to Plan B, which is to use heavy artillery and missile strikes to gradually grind down Ukrainian resistance and destroy population centers to inflict terror on the population, and gradually to move forward towards Kiev and other cities in order to try and take them.